There'll be a future where there's only three main races left. The first one is the genetically modified ones, who are half human, half animal. Okay. The second one is the bionic human, half AI robotic, right, with the neurochip and all. And the third one is, I would, put it out bluntly, it's useless humans.
This episode of the Bitcoin Economy is brought to you in part by Ledin.
Need cash but don't want to sell your Bitcoin? Ledin is the global leader in Bitcoin-backed loans, issuing over 9 billion loans since 2018. And they were the first to offer proof of reserves.
With Ledin, you get custody loans, no credit checks, no monthly payments, and more. Visit ledn.io for more information.
Welcome back to the Bitcoin Economy. I'm here with Herbert Sim, the OG of all OGs, and we just stumbled upon him and said, hey, we got to pop on here for a quick interview. But if you do not know, which I did not, and now I'm realizing how in-depth you go beyond just getting involved in Bitcoin in 2010. If you could just quickly introduce yourself, and then we'll start to get into things besides Bitcoin with transhumanism, genetics. You're involved in a million different things. So,
Really happy to be here. I've heard of you guys long time, but this is the first time we are actually chatting. Yeah. So my name is Herbert Sim. I'm thebitcoinman.com, followed by over 3 million people, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check me out. It's Herbert R. Sim. So I've been in crypto since 2010. I was the PR/BD director of Huobi. Back in the day, it was the biggest crypto exchange in the world from 2013 to 17. Then came Binance, right? Yeah. So in the very early days, in 2016, I would say, I founded thebitcoinman.com and trademark. It's basically right now a VC. It's about 100 million. And then we use it to invest into transhumanism projects, right? Such as, for a brief introduction, transhumanism is basically transcending humanity through technology and science. And the three main pillars are your neurochip, what Elon Musk does with Neuralink. And then there's genetics, where we tweak our human body to become superhumans. And the third one is actually, you probably watched this movie, Lucy, Limitless, where you take a designer drug and become super intelligent, right? So these are part of transhumanism that actually World Economic Forum is pushing, right? But I have this domain, which is registered in 1997. Wow. So who really is the OG of this philosophy?
That's pretty wild. And yeah, we can go real in depth on that. Yeah. How do you feel like with the kind of like, for those that are not going to do that, they're just going to be left behind, right? Yeah. And so you see this world where it becomes pretty ubiquitous, where everyday people are getting these chips, or do you think it's going to be like the very wealthy, the Elon Musks of the world? And I guess the pertinent question for you is, would you put a chip inside your brain?
So I shared this in many interviews. There'll be a future where there's only three main races left. The first one is the genetically modified ones, who are half human, half animal. Okay. The second one is the bionic human, half AI robotic, right, with the neurochip and all. And the third one is, I would, put it out bluntly, it's useless humans. Humans who do not want to adapt with the times, right? So even today, whoever that does not want to adapt with times, get yourself educated or, learn Kung Fu skills, right? You're going to be left behind as well. So same way in future, the very near future, everybody needs this neurochip to be super intelligent. Imagine all your colleagues with this chip. They're so intelligent. They can review memories and even work in their sleep or play games in their sleep, right? So you're literally 24/7 superhuman. Yeah. Okay. And think about that. There will be superhuman with half animal power, right? Super endurance, super speed. That's going to change the world. Yeah. So if you do not adapt with the times, you're going to be left behind. So that's what's going to happen. And more importantly, these guys are going to live longer. What happens if you have Donald Trump or Putin or Xi Jinping in power forever? What's going to happen to the world, right? It will change the world drastically. And that is what many world leaders are actually looking towards as well.
Interesting. So do you think that's a good thing necessarily? I mean, I don't want to get too political of like which ones you like or dislike, but that like too much power. And going back to my earlier question, if someone's interested, but they don't have a lot of money, like, are they going to have this opportunity to necessarily, even if they wanted to? And then are you going to put a chip inside your brain as well?
Okay, so for starters, the divide will get wider and wider. And that's why you will see many elites in America pushing it. Okay, a government in China, for example, they believe in communism. Okay, I'm not trying to push communism here, but they are for the people. And if you see their economy is a parallel in a way where the government gives education and power to the people. In fact, they make AI mandatory for all kids to learn. And I think that is something that perhaps USA, for example, should adopt as well quickly, right? But there's too many things in place where it's suppressing that instead, right? So you will definitely see this divide in America. But for the rest of the world, for countries that are adopting this technology quickly, they will become the superior race, right? So it is up to Americans to fight for your rights to take on this technology, right? Unfortunately, there's always a group that's against this tech. The thing is, there will be a Black Swan event, and perhaps very soon, to shake this up, right? Massive chaos in the world will happen. And the thing is, the OGs are aware. And if you notice, the OG wallets have moved. They have sold their positions. Even right now, even if Bitcoin went up, they don't care. They have already sold their positions at around 106 to 110,000, right? They have all sold. Follow the news, follow the wallets. Why are billionaires as well all building underground bunkers? There is a reason, right? So they're all waiting for this Black Swan event to happen. Now, while there's a very famous phrase, right? When the markets are greedy, you should be fearful. And when the markets are fearful, you should be greedy. And right now, everybody's greedy. We're like, okay, Bitcoin's going to 1 million this year. Sorry, my take as the Bitcoin man from 2010, I'm telling you, get ready. Get ready for something. It's coming.
What if you could lower your tax bill and stack Bitcoin at the same time? Well, now you can with Blockware. New tax guidelines from the Big Beautiful Bill will allow American miners to write off 100% of the cost of their mining hardware for a single tax year. That's right, 100%. Blockware's mining as a service allows you to do everything from securing the miners to sourcing low cost power to configuring the mining pool. They do it all. You get to stack Bitcoin at a discount every single day while also saving for the upcoming tax season. Get started today by going to mining.blockwaresolutions.com/TBE. Again, that's mining.blockwaresolutions.com/TBE. Now back to the interview.
Wow. I don't even know where to go from there. That is shocking, but I do see it. And you see that even like some of the military coming into different cities. I don't know if that's like, we're too soon for that. Any advice, I guess, to prepare for this Black Swan event for the peons like me out there in the world that may not be elite status yet?
Okay, I'm sorry I'm shocking you with all this news here. Okay, the thing now is my projection for Bitcoin is still going to be $1 million by 2030 in 5 years. But in this very 5 years, a whole lot of volatility is coming. The goal is to shake out, obviously, the Bitcoin whales. If you know, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins ever. Right now, 19 million Bitcoins have already been mined. And they are mostly not in American wallets.
Satoshi's missing, he's
correct. So even Satoshi has a 1 million coin wallet, right? The Genesis wallet that is left untouched. What happens if 0.0001 Bitcoin moves out of that wallet? It's going to shake the whole world up, right? And if that goes into somebody's wallet, for example, everybody's going to be like, where did that go to? If it went to, example, Ethereum will explode. For example, right? So the thing now is, whatever it is, the main thing is Bitcoin will definitely go to $1 million by 2030. But there's so many things that will happen before. As an OG from 2010, you check all my timestamps are there all over social media to prove that. In fact, many other KOLs out there are saying that they are also OGs, but if you check, they have no history to back that, right? So if you look me up, all the cypherpunks, you're aware of cypherpunks? So Satoshi Nakamoto is a cypherpunk, right? So now all cypherpunks are also transhumanists. They push the idea of extropianism. Okay, I can go in more in depth, but it will take hours. But so briefly, it's all about, transcending humanity through technology and science. And the way to go about it, like I mentioned, the 3 pillars of transhumanism, that neurochip, we have the designer drugs, and obviously genetics. So you will 100% see all the elites of the world pushing this. In fact, in the last decade, World Economic Forum is the specific one pushing that. right? And you have the likes of Elon Musk. Now even Sam Altman is going into brain-computer interface. Why? Right? So there's so many questions. You have to go down the rabbit hole and you will find out what I say to be true. Right? My name is Herbert Sim. Look me up. thebitcoinman.com.
Last question then. And yeah, I mean, I'm one of the guys that does go down those rabbit holes, and I'm kind of an alarmist amongst my friends as well, saying like shit is happening, guys. You got to pay attention. Is Satoshi alive? And is he one person? Is it a collective of devs? Do you know? Have you met Satoshi?
Okay, so the thing is, a bit back to your early question about what can the average guy do, because right now we are living in very alarming times whereby the elites right now are doing moves that will shake up the average person, and you may actually even die in the process. I'm not trying to scare anybody here, but we have to be prepared, right? Like in America, it's already sounding alarms where stock up your food. In fact, I'll go one step further, buy your first Bitcoin, buy real physical gold as well, right? Stash it up, because should the US American dollar collapse, what are you going to do? You're going to trade with Bitcoin or your digital gold or silver, right? These are some things that you can trade, or with food, right? We'll come down to the point that, okay, you trade me your rice, I give you potatoes, something like that. So get ready.
Reset.
Yes, this is the great reset to the golden age that America, that Trump is talking about, right? The thing is, the average person will not be ready, and they will probably even die in the process, right? So you have to adapt with the time, and you have to be very versatile as well. So this is the question to that. And then obviously about myself taking a neurochip, eventually I will as well, because right now we are doing mega testings across the world, compiling data. So neurochip.com, we are only compiling data. We do not put the computer chip into a brain. While Elon Musk does that, we only have a helmet that compiles data. That's it. For the likes of Elon Musk to adopt our tech and then quickly make it to 100% sync to the human brain. Yeah. So that's to answer your question. And what was your last question?
Who Satoshi is?
Okay. So to the topic. Okay. So 2010 till now, I actually did many interviews where I actually shared and drop hints of who Satoshi Nakamoto is. So the thing is, actually a lot in 2010, we already roughly knew who he was, but he decided to stay anonymous. And I think it should stay that way for the benefit of, if you love Bitcoin and crypto, you want him to be anonymous for life if preferable. Because if the moment he moves the Bitcoin, we will all, like, the Bitcoin price will just tank, right? And the thing is, to really find out who Satoshi Nakamoto is, don't look at the Genesis wallet. Look at the next 1 million Bitcoins mined as well, right? So people are just like focused on the first 1 million Bitcoin, but why not look at the second million? There's a reason why Satoshi Nakamoto is able to stay hidden all these years, because he still had access to the next 1 million as well. There were very few miners at that point of time, till 2012-13, where you see a lot moving into China, and China miners moving in. You have the likes of the biggest one like Bitmain, right? Look up who are the big bosses behind Bitmain as well, and you will see how it transitioned from the west to the east and then back to the west again, where the last holders are right now the likes of Michael Saylor and all. So who is going to, it's actually the last hand holds Bitcoin. They kind of lose in a way, but at the same time, they also can win, right? Like I say, Bitcoin is going to be $1 million by 2030. And meanwhile, there's going to be so much volatility to shake everybody's coin out, right? And the last hand, either they lose or they win. It's all about who controls the last say in a way.
We'll keep it, and Satoshi will live forever. I kind of agree with you. I don't think we should know who he is, but we got a little hint. It is a he, apparently. Well, Bitcoin man, glad we stopped and had a chat, and
Thank you.
definitely want to stay in touch with you. You seem like the man.